So let's look at the conference champion, Kings Mountain. A rematch against Forestview. I was at that game 2 weeks ago, and I mean, we might not see the same Forestview team we saw 2 weeks ago because they got that big emotional win that we started with on the top of the podcast. But Kings Mountain took it to them. I mean, it was not close by the end of the first quarter. And that is a really good team that's just hit its stride, beat a county rival in Crest. I know that county, it's all about whether you beat Shelby or Crest, but you look at all the other games that they won this year, and they put together a pretty good resume, even being 1-1.
And the scary part for Kings Mountain opponents is Kalen Wade, who had an injured ankle, has seemed to shed whatever, problems that caused, because he looked really good last week and was a huge difference maker in that game. And they've still got Raquelin Mack, and Kobe Pacehour keeps coming and improving as a wide receiver. So, I thought Crest came at them with all they had and all the emotion of, hey, we can win this game and have a chance to be a co-conference champion. And Kings Mountain took that emotional burst at the start of the game and then turned it back. And Crest had cut within 3 points at halftime. In the second half, Kings Mountain came out and just took charge of that game. And Raquelin Mack had a big 60-yard run early, and they really took it to the Chargers in a way that rarely happens to Crest. I mean, Crest has had again, when you're the kind of program they are, you look at this as a really down year, but there's still a lot of talent in that program. I think there's probably 10 or 12 college players eventually. Maybe young now, but Kings Mountain really looked impressive in that game. And to go to Crest for the second straight year and win both games, big kudos to Kings Mountain and Coach Greg Lloyd and for what they've done, because you don't have to have a long memory to remember a year ago when Jake Merchant got hurt in I believe it was the Shrine Bowl Combine, and their season, a pall kind of hung over their program. They had gone to the Western Finals and lost to Side Point 2 years ago. They thought last year would be a year that they could be really competitive.
As well.
Aaron Burns got hurt early, but now, in a weird way, that's a benefit now, because Burns' injury allowed Kalen Wade to get experience as a sophomore, and now as a junior, he's a very veteran quarterback. And Raquelin Mack was a freshman last year. Now he's a sophomore. I mean, they've got really talented, young, and experienced players. And I'm not even talking about the gang tackling defense that Crest came out and gave fits early, and then the second half, Kings Mountain shut them out. Presley, JT Cash. I mean, they got a good group, a good balanced team at Kings Mountain. And I've known Coach Lloyd for a long time, dating back to when he was a football player and baseball player at Crest. He coached at East Gaston. East Gaston's arguably the best team in the history of the school, and I think this team compares very favorably with them, and maybe a little bit better, because I think defensively in 2006 at East Gaston, they weren't what Kings Mountain is defensively. Had some of the same offensive weapons, but I think Coach Lloyd's really happy with the way these kids have bought in and played hard. And I've seen them twice this year, and I've walked away impressed both times.
Yeah, same with me. I saw them beat Forestview, and I saw them beat Huss, and neither was really close. And I was very, very impressed. One game against Huss was the game that Kalen Wade was hurt. He had to come in after the injury to backup quarterback John Harmon Melton. And now I understand he's running again. So that adds a whole new element to
his ankle was healthier last week, and they didn't have a great yards per carry average, but they were able to use him in short yardage situations, which I think he ended up with maybe 38 yards, but I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns running the football in addition to a couple of touchdowns passing. So he was a very effective and efficient quarterback last week against one of the better defenses around in Crest, and they really made them struggle. Crest struggled against Kings Mountain last week, and they came out, jumped on them 7-0, and Kings Mountain really kind of took it to them from there.